Well, good morning. Derby Jack here. I'm still here. My electric's still on till the 17th. My rent's due on the 12th. Pretty much got it. And still got other bills, though. This could be cut off. The internet could be cut off by before the next. If I don't get it paid by the next installment date, which will be 2 months backed up. Hey, and so thinking about. I've been working a little bit here and there, cleaning up a little bit, because if things happen to happen, by the end of the month, I will have to be living in my Tahoe, and I'm ready for it. I mean, if that's what has to happen, I don't want it to happen, but I can't cry about spilt milk if it's spilt, right? Well, anyway, so I always say, keep me in prayer for my situation as I preach. I keep all of you in prayer. My gripe today, I'm sorry, my nose itches. Anyway, the gripe today is, once again, okay, I could talk about what's going on over in Israel, but that's not here in America. I know people have an indifference, or you think I'm indifferent because I don't stand behind Israel. I don't stand behind the Jesuits. I'm going to say this once again. I have no problem with the Israeli people. I have no problem with the Palestinian people. You always have to blame the governments in charge. These are the assholes in every government, especially here in America. These are the assholes who are the front of the unrest. They are the cause of the unrest. They promote the unrest. Why do they have to stay in power? If they didn't promote unrest to try to figure out a way of making things better, which they never do, what the hell would they be doing in office? They wouldn't have a purpose, right? So I personally think that here in America, all the idiots in Washington, like I said, I think we need to shut down a good percentage, a good 80% of the government. We don't need a president. The president doesn't do shit anyway. It's just a figurehead who can't figure out shit. We got a vice president right now who's a laughing hyena. Anything in government is a laughing right now. It's a laughing stock. The Democrats and Republicans are both laughing stocks. They're not worth the money that they raise the taxes. They raise our taxes on. They're all pitiful. Okay? And when you finally realize the United States government is nothing but a pitiful organization of fools, then maybe you'd stop voting and you'd stop putting so much stock in these assholes. But anyway, here's the thing. I have nothing against the people over there, and I pray that these people, that there's not going to be many deaths and stuff like that, if that's what's going on. See, I have a problem with mainstream news. Because mainstream news has a problem, or always have this thing about being dishonest. They also show pictures that can be dishonest. They've been proven over and over again that some of the pictures they put up, like bombings, have nothing to do with what happened. They're usually old pictures, and they put them in there, and sometimes there is a war, but they also push their propaganda. Right now, of course, like I said, when you look up into Ukraine, the heroes are the Nazis, and Russia is the bad guy. Over Israel's the good guy, but Hamas is the bad guy. If you really look at both sides are pretty bad. Okay, the Jesuits, the Israels, they ate all that in a bag of chips. They got some problems, but forgetting what's going on over there. My biggest problem is here in Nashville. The assholes who run Nashville. We got a new mayor. Oh, he wants to get on the ticket to help the homeless problem. Let me tell you something about homeless problem, which I've said it many times before, and I guess I got to say it again. Nobody asked the question, why is there such a homeless problem in America? Has anybody asked why? Has anybody asked in the last 4 to 5 years of the fake you-know-what? And pandemic and on all the other stuff that's going on, and now that they've all the money that's been given over to the Nazis of Ukraine, and then all the infrastructure being destroyed here. You know, like they said, they mowed down, burnt, charbroiled Maui, blamed it on on natural, as a natural disaster, which is bullshit, and now trying to hide all the evidence. But you know, that's the American government. Yeah, great American government. That's all they know how to do is hide evidence, lie about it, and deceive you, right? Can't do anything good. All the money is ever thrown at them, they throw it to everybody else. You know, now we're still going to give money now, and we're going to we'll probably get troops in there. We'll get our own people to go into Israel and help them fight a war, right? So, but here's the problem. Nobody's ever asking the question, why are there so many homeless people in Nashville, or even if you're from Ohio, you probably have the same problems. Nobody ever asks the people, why are you homeless? You ever considered maybe the old man and old woman who's living in their car, 65, 70 years old, has a pension but doesn't have enough money to afford anything, and they're living in their car? Why? What about how about when prices are going up? All the money they're giving to the people who are coming over the border, $2,200, they're giving them, but yet I am retired and I can't get the government to squeeze a little bit of more money out to help me with any type, whether there's certain types of grants. You want a grant? Are you going back to school? No, I'm 63 years old. I don't have any reason to go back to school. I don't want to go back to school, so you can't give me any money or to help me out. This is what the federal government is. And that's what I'm trying to say is that they'll give money to everybody else, but you, a person who's been born here, people like me, they don't give two shits about. And if you go out in the street, well, you've been here long enough on the street corner, you're an eyesore, you need to move on. Or let us put you in a home that we can control you. And throw money at something that it ain't going to benefit you, and you'll be back out in the street again. So this is what they do. But yet you people keep believing in them, you keep trusting them, you keep voting these monkeys in, and what have they done? They've destroyed your country, and people are still homeless. When they don't, and here's the thing, most of those people don't stay in the rehabs. Like I said, they think they're going to retrain you. People have been out in the streets, surviving on the streets for 5, 6, 7, 10 years. You're going to take them in, and you're going to change what they are and make them a valued citizen. You've ruined them already. They're already ruined. No, there's no way for them to be rehabbed and changed. No, see, this is what I'm saying. And when they say, well, we can't do nothing for them, well, then, you know, then that's what they do is say, well, we just need to clean up the place and make it sound like we've done something for them. Because they always say, well, we clean up, oh, and they got housing. Are you sure all of them got housing? See, you got to understand, they're never going to tell you the full truth of what's going on. They're always going to lie. You know how I know this? Because I worked at the Union Mission here in Nashville, Tennessee. I know the stories of how Nashville works with the homeless. I know the coalition that goes on here, and they're a bunch of money-grubbing assholes. That's all they are. They don't do shit for people, you know. If I go out homeless, okay, all they'll want to do is move your vehicle. So I'll run out of gas moving my vehicle all over the place. My vehicle will be a high score because it would be sitting there. See, this is what I'm talking about. And so, anyway. I know I get on here and I do a lot of bitching. I know. I should be doing more praising, right? I should be doing more. I got to open up the doors and scars that these people, they try to put Band-Aids on things, and what I got to do is I got to open those Band-Aids up and let you see exactly what's under the Band-Aids. Because what happens is they put a Band-Aid over a festering problem. That's what the government does all the time. They put Band-Aids over festering problems so you don't see the problems grow and fester and get even worse. And then they want to direct your eyes and your focus on other stupid shit that has nothing to do with anything. And I'm telling you right now, yes, it probably is a prophetic that what's going on in Israel. That just means that you need to get prepared and make sure that you got your priorities straight. And that is, Instead of worrying about your flesh, instead of worrying, you need to worry about your salvation. Because if we're getting closer now, and this is a sign, then it's not about you worried about the people of Israel. It's about you worrying about your salvation. Right now, I hate to tell you, when it comes to your salvation, you need to be selfish. You all have been selfish for every other reason. You're selfish because you want this and you want that, and you're selfish because you want to live the life the way you... Well, now it's time to be a little selfish and become born again and stop worrying about shit that you can't do nothing about. All you could do is pray for them and hope that your prayers, but after that, you can't sit there and be worried about them while you have things you need to worry about or things you need to be concerned about in your own backyard. Like I said, that's what gets me about our country. Oh, our government, Pervy Joe is going to stand behind Israel, right? But yet Pervy Joe doesn't stand behind his own backyard. Look at the shit that's in our country. Look at the bullshit. He's got a border wall. Now they want to talk. I said this the other day. Didn't I say this? Yes. They're talking about wanting to build the wall again. You know, after they opened up the gates, right? Now they want to, we made a big boo-boo. They didn't make a boo-boo. All this is by design. And until you monkeys wake up and realize that this is by design, they do this shit they do this stuff on purpose. Everything they do, there's a reason for it. And usually, yes, it's prophetic and it is biblical. They're letting everything in America go to hell. The shiny city on the hill, Babylon. We're another Babylon. It's got to go. It's got to be exposed for what it is, you know. That's why I'm embarrassed. That's why when somebody says, "Oh, you're an American," I'm embarrassed to even say I am. I'm embarrassed to say I was born in this country. I'm embarrassed. Well, I won't fly that flag. It's an embarrassment. I don't fly the red, white, and blue. It's an embarrassment to me. It's an embarrassment that I live in a country that is so acidine. That is that the people have let the country, the government, take away their freedoms for no reason at all. To allow them to keep taking away their freedoms, and the freedoms that they've taken, they will never give back again. and yet you monkeys allow it to happen. That's what's a shame. That's what's a shame. That humanity lets the defilers take over. The people let the demons come in. Yes, the people let them walk all over. Let those people, the few with money and resources, walk all over them. Why? And they let experts tell them that they're experts, when basically all they are losers who stumbled upon something. And usually their expertise ain't about much of anything, especially when it comes to biochemistry. They're a bunch of biohazards, you know. People who are in biochemistry, you know, the health department type stuff, they're a terror to humanity. That's right. The Cardent car is a terror to humanity. Ouchie Grouchy, Ouchie, you know who I'm talking about. He is a terror. He's a terror to humanity. Remember they always used the word, a danger to our democracy? Well, they're a terror to humanity. There's a new coined phrase. The UN is a terror to humanity. Okay? The UN, the Economic Forum is an ultra-terror to humanity. The United States government is a terror to the United States. The Canadian government, well, they got it. They got Hitler up there, little Hitler. Whatever he is. He's a terror in himself. Anyway, now they got their terror network going on over in Israel and all. So the governments are a terror network against the people. And yet, y'all have not, here in America, have not really seen an insurrection, which there should be. It ain't going to happen, but I mean, if you're going to go that route, then you need to go that route all the way. You know, see, this last thing that happened over in Washington, it was paid by you, your taxpaying payer, They took your tax-paying money and caused an insurrection. Both sides. They're the ones, and you paid for that insurrection. You paid for the guards to help those people pull out the windows. You paid for that. You paid the money for them to be on duty to help those open up the building so they could get in. So you also your taxpaying money paid the guards to do that, and your taxpayer money is also now had been there to put the windows back up and fix it again. And yet you actually believe there was an insurrection. Oh, the woman supposedly died. You don't hear about that no more because she didn't die. That was bullshit. Okay, so all that stuff. She was a crisis actor. But yeah, oh, you're a conspiracy theorist. She died. Oh yeah. So wouldn't it be better to know that she didn't die than it is to say she's dead? To me, you people are freaky. If you sit and say, no, she's dead. So you'd rather know the point that she's probably dead than to understand it was all a fluke. It was all a farce and she's alive. You'd rather have her dead so that will back your imagination that there was an actual insurrection that happened in Washington. See, psychologically, what they've done to you? So you're going to believe what they tell you because a woman died. Are you sure? I mean, why don't they say any more about it? I mean, if that was the case, why are these people not being put up on charges for murder? See, it's like Pervy Joe and his son. Why isn't right now? They just basically stated that Pervy Joe has him and his family have been giving money to Hamas. Think about that for a moment. Oh, you don't hear about that on MSNBC or Fox Network or even CNN. You don't hear about that, do you? They don't even talk about it on The View. You know, those important witches that we like to listen to, and all these little YouTube channels like to, quote, probably get paid. I think they're getting paid, to show The View all the time, Maybe that's what I'll do. Maybe I can get paid for constantly showing The View, It's bad enough I have a song out about them, The Witches of The View. It's bad, I almost wish I didn't write that song. It's a good song, but I wish I didn't write it. I actually wish that Whoopi and the gang would actually hear that song. I'd love them to be on TV and say something. I'd watch that episode. Well, there's this guy called Derby who thinks that we're a bunch of witches and blah, 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 blah. I'd love to hear, you know what? No, I don't want to hear it. I get sick in the stomach when I hear them talk. And anyway, that's a Derby rant, I guess, for the day and stuff like that. So as I keep you all in prayer, look, the world's going to get darker, and you got to be ready. Don't allow yourself to get caught up in the mayhem that is going to happen. They want you to be confused. And here's the thing. Whenever it happens, if we're still alive, which I'm praying that I'm not going to be alive, I really don't want to live another 2 years. I mean, I'm as far as I'm concerned, within 2 years, I hope to be out of here. I hope to be off this, 6 feet under and ready to go. That's where I'm at. I mean, because I don't see a future worth living for. I don't see a future worth wanting. I don't see a world worth worrying about. And I don't see a human species around much longer because they're not human anymore. Most of them are going to be changed. Will get their chips. They will get their 666 in their hands and foreheads. They got no problem. That's where they're being led, and that's where they're going. But the rest of us, I'm not worrying about it no more. If you're a human monkey and you want to continue living in your evolution, well, keep evolving and do what they want you to do and go from there. Crash into the dome as you think you're going into space and all this other stuff. So, don't believe in God's word and go to hell. You lost the game, and just be ready for it. The rest of us, I'm still fighting, but I'm getting tired of fight. I'm getting tired of the fight. I'm getting tired of having to be ready all the time. I'm getting tired of having to preach the same things over and over again. I'm tired. I'm tired of having to see everything around me fall to the wayside. I shouldn't have to live my life in worry. You shouldn't have to live your life in worry. I shouldn't have to live my life wondering what's going to happen tomorrow. You shouldn't have to live your life wondering what's going to happen tomorrow. You see, for us who are in the same boat, we don't need to concentrate on that. All we need to do is concentrate on our heaven, concentrate on our home, concentrate on when this is over. Because I'll tell you, if you're like me, spiritual, you got the spiritual power of God, but if you got the spirit of you, of Christ in you, you long to go home. You don't long to want to be here anymore. I don't long to want to be here. I'm disgusted with the world. I'm disgusted with humanity. I don't want to be here. This ain't a productive way of living. This ain't a world that allows the freedom of joy. Unless you're a pervert and you want to drown in your lusts, or you want to drown in your sin. If you want to call that joy, chasing after Satan, chasing after the flames, chasing after all the brutalness of your sin nature, that isn't something I want. I want to run. I want to get away from all this. I want to get away from the temptations. I want to get away from all the anger that I have in me. I want to get away from all the frustration. I don't want that no more. Do you? Humanity, the human monkey population, they thrive on this. They thrive on pain. They thrive on uncertainty. They thrive on fear. They do. They thrive on fear. That's their motivation. To be fearful, to be motivated by the what the word calls it, the winds, that toss them to and fro. That's what motivates humanity. That ain't enough for me. I don't want to be motivated that way. That doesn't get my goat. That doesn't intrigue me. It's not something I want. I don't want to be able to fall prey to all the deceptions of the world, because you people seem to think that you know who you are. And look at the world. Does the world really know who it is? Does humanity really know who it is? Like I call you all the human monkey population who do not believe in God, who are not born again. You follow the world, and the world has lost its identity. And yet, you still think you know, but you don't know who you are. You've lost who you're supposed to be. And for you people who think that you're your own, governor, that you control your own life, you haven't controlled your own life since the day you were born. Most of you all have been oppressed all your lives. And a lot of you have been oppressed by your riches, by your pursuits. You pursue happiness in an unnatural way. And what you're pursuing is burning. You're pursuing the ache of needs and wants. And you'll go down an avenue that you'll do whatever it takes to fulfill those cravings, those needs and wants. That's not living. That's being controlled. And for all you people who think that you have a mind of your own, evaluate your life. Evaluate what's in your life. Look around and tell me if what you've pursued in your life, do you still have an empty area inside you that you're not satisfied with? These are the things many people need to ponder in their lives. So anyway, like I said, keep me in prayer. For those people who can help with love offerings, it's appreciated. For those people who can't, and then give me prayer. I need your prayers. I need prayers. That's what I need mostly. But like I said, for you people who can help, it would be a wonderful gift. And as I've in the past have been in a position of giving love gifts and love offerings, I just know what it's done for me in the past, and how much joy it brought to my heart to be able to give, and I wish I was in that position again. But sometimes, we must be humble and must be willing to live in a humble spirit. And that's what I'm doing the best I can. I am still going to be a fire and brimstone minister, but I do have a humble spirit. And I am giving the Word of God. That is my purpose, to be able to speak what it means to be a Christian, to speak what it means to walk in the Spirit. And I do believe that God has given me that knowledge and wisdom to do so, because the quality of people who listen to me, and of course my problem is it's hard to grow when you've got a nemesis's platform that you're dealing with, and a bunch of fools who run it, and screw tube as we call them, doesn't understand its own demise, doesn't understand that it's so defiled. But anyway, so in saying all that, Heavenly Father, I thank you right now for what you do inside me, Father, and how you work within me. I thank you for the word in which you've given me to live by and to speak on, Father. I thank you right now for the truth of your word. I thank you right now for the supernatural power in which you have instilled upon me and all others who walk in the Spirit of Christ. Thank you right now for all those who know who the Spirit of Christ is and know the difference between what's inside them and what is not. For those who say that Jesus is in them are somewhat ignorant, not knowing that it's not Jesus but the Christ that dwells within them, the same Christ that dwelt within him, and that they understand the flesh and the difference between flesh and spirit. I claim obedience in that spirit, and I claim minds to be open and eyes to be open to the truth of you and your word, Father. In the name of Christ I pray. Amen and amen. Derby Jack out, and I'll see you all on the other side.